Close your eyes for a second. Imagine you're sitting in your living room in Ohio, or a small apartment in Brooklyn, or a house in the suburbs of Texas. Now, imagine clicking a button and that room doesn't just disappear, it transforms. The walls melt away into a high-definition penthouse overlooking a Martian sunset. A digital workstation with 6 massive floating monitors appears in front of you, perfectly synced to your thoughts. A friend from 3 states away walks into the room, looking so real you can see the fabric texture on their shirt. This isn't the clunky metaverse we were promised 3 years ago. This isn't a cartoon world with legless avatars. This is the Meta Quest 4. Welcome to my channel Tech Launch. Subscribe my channel and click on the bell icon for the new tech updates. For the last few years, the VR industry has been in a strange waiting room. We saw Quest 2 bring VR to the masses. We saw the Quest 3 introduce us to the magic of mixed reality. And we saw the Apple Vision Pro set a terrifyingly high bar for what a spatial computer should look like. But Mark Zuckerberg isn't interested in being second place. As we move into 2026, the leaks from Reality Labs are painting a picture of a device that doesn't just compete with Apple. It aims to make the Vision Pro look like an overpriced prototype. The Meta Quest 4 is the most important hardware release in Meta's history. It is the device that has to prove that VR isn't just for gamers, it's for everyone. We're talking about the jump to the Snapdragon XR3 Gen 3 silicon, a display system that finally eliminates the screen door effect, and the arrival of hyper-realistic avatars that will make you double-take. If you've been skeptical about the metaverse, or if you've been waiting for a reason to jump back into VR, you need to hear this. Because the Quest 4 isn't just a headset. It is the moment the digital and physical worlds finally shake hands. Let's start with the brain of this machine, the Snapdragon XR3 Gen 3. Meta and Qualcomm have a deep, multi-year partnership, and for the Quest 4, they've built something truly special. This chip is built on a 4-nanometer process, but it's specifically optimized for spatial AI. Why does that matter for you? Because the biggest problem with VR has always been friction. It takes too long to boot up, the tracking drifts, or the pass-through looks grainy. The Gen 3 chip changes that. It features a dedicated perception engine that handles all the sensor data, the cameras, the hand tracking, the depth mapping, independently of the main CPU. This means the Quest 4 understands your room with surgical precision. It knows where your couch is, it knows where your cat is, and it can anchor digital objects in your physical space so perfectly they look like they're bolted to the floor. But the real power of the Gen 3 chip is in the super resolution. One of the biggest complaints about the Quest 3 was that while the games were fun, they still looked a bit like mobile games. The Quest 4 uses AI-driven upscaling, similar to DLSS on a high-end PC, to take a mobile-tier image and make it look like it's running on a $2,000 gaming rig. We are talking about dynamic lighting, realistic shadows, and textures that don't blur when you get close to them. For the first time, a standalone headset is going to give us console-quality visuals without the wires. Now, let's talk about the window, the optics. The Quest 4 is rumored to be moving to a Super Pancake lens system. These lenses are thinner, lighter, and have a much larger sweet spot. If you've ever used a VR headset and had to constantly wiggle it